grapes can go in the fridge.
Hey everybody, thank you for coming back to our channel. We're in our kitchen today. I just wanted to thank Redchef for sending me their 5-piece ceramic cookware set. This has several items in it. They are nonstick frying pots and pans, and they have a removable and detachable handle. Coming in this set, you have an 8-inch frying pan, a 10-inch frying pan, an 8-inch saucepan, an 8-inch silicone lid, and a detachable handle. So I really like this. One of the reasons that I like this detachable handle is because of Jackson. Jackson is a very good cook. However, he is a, careless cook. Sometimes he puts the handles where it makes me nervous that he's going to bump a handle and the pot is going to fly off of the stove. I am from the generation where it was always turn your handles in so you didn't bump the handles, right, to prevent kitchen accidents. Most of you may not know this, but my grandmother was burned almost 65, 70%, maybe 80% of her body, 2nd and 3rd degree burns from a pot of water that fell off of the stove. She actually bumped it one Easter Sunday. And so, again, I'm always very cautious of things like that. My son, not so much. So I do really like the detachable handle. It seems a little weird. It was weird to me because, I'm not used to that. But it's a very good setup, especially for someone who is not as well versed in, handles. So I'm making some beef and rice, or roasting rice, actually pork and rice. And what I'm doing is I'm just getting my rice ready. I'm going to be using the 8-inch saucepan. This is a 2.5 quart saucepan. And so I'm just going to be doing some rice in this pan. And I'm just measuring out 2 cups of rice. It was just about 2 cups. It was all I had left in that box. And so I am just getting that situated. What I forgot to do, and I know people will ask me, I was just doing 20 different things at one time and I forgot to wash the rice. So before the pot got too hot, I just removed it, took it over to the sink to wash the rice. And I washed it about twice just to get some of the pre-starch off. Sometimes I wash rice, sometimes I don't. Some of you wash your chicken, some of you don't. There's no judgment over here at our house, but I'm just washing the rice and getting it ready for dinner. I was doing dinner this evening. Normally Jackson does 90% of the cooking, but he was not feeling very well. These pans are ceramic coated, they are non-stick, and they last long. So here I am now just seasoning up the rice. We're just doing a general regular rice. I'm not doing anything specific to it. And I'm getting ready to make the roast and gravy. So what I've been trying to do all month long is I have been trying to use the things that we already have in our house to save on the grocery bill. And I had some gravy, soup packets, some onion soup packets. And so I was using those to make some gravy, and I was able to get rid of several of those boxes. When you're doing prepping and pantry stuff, you have to use the things that you prep. We're not in the business of trying to have stuff last for 25 years, but I am in the business of having things in the house that I can rotate in and out. So that's what you see me using. We were actually out of butter, so I used a little bit of coconut oil just for the gravy, and here I am just stirring it around a little bit. I had already been outside in the yard doing some yard work earlier this day, and so I am just worn slap out. The kids were worn out. Jackson wasn't feeling well again, and so I was just trying to make a quick meal, get something on the stove, get something in their bellies. And here I am just at the end of my rope, so I decided to take that stool and just to have a good sit down. And I'm getting the roast into the pan. I believe this is the 10-inch frying pan that I'm using here. And we had some roast that we did in the Instant Pot. I think we did it one day last week, and so what I was trying to do was use it up. This was the last of it, and so I thought, well, I'll just put this all into the gravy and we'll have it over rice. I am taking a minute to get all of the fat out that I'm seeing, remaining fat, because nobody wants to eat any of that. And I end up making this like almost into a stroganoff type roast. Worked out just fine. The kids enjoyed it. And yeah, clean as you go. It's always magical how when it's time to empty the dishwasher, my kid's dad calls and they both have to go take a call. So to help again, because Jackson wasn't feeling well, I was doing his dishes. But we're family. Family just kind of helps each other out. We do the best we can. And the kids do a really good job at most of their, at their chores. So I try to help out whenever I'm able, because most times I am cooking, and most time I'm doing social media stuff or ministry stuff. And so that is what keeps me pretty busy throughout my day. And now that my children are older, they're able to do most of the kitchen stuff. So it worked out. It was totally okay. Yeah. So I just finished up a little bit of the, dishes, and here's where I am making this into more of like a stroganoff, where I'm adding in a little bit of sour cream. And as you can tell, I did not close the refrigerator all the way, and so we had a freezer issue the other day, and it's just because we haven't gotten the things closed as good as we think. So here I am now while the food is cooking. Breakfast is one of the issues that I have, and I don't eat because I just don't have anything made. And so we had some sausages, and I had just gotten some English muffins from the grocery haul. And I said, you know what, let me just do some breakfast sandwiches. So I was trying to, again, use up some of the things that we had, use up some of the things that I had purchased. It made perfect sense to go ahead and grab the griddle out, and I was able to do 8 sausages at a time and get those breakfast sandwiches made. Here's Jackson. He's working on the rest of his dishes because I had moved on to another project. He was done with whatever his phone call and whatever else he had going on. So I just made my way over to doing something else, and he's finishing up his task. Sister's probably doing something else. And so I just wanted to make sure that we had, some sandwiches for the morning, so we're not going out of the house hungry. Again, with all the weight that I've been losing, I still need to, I have to eat. And so because I have to eat, I try to grab something if I'm able. I'm not always hungry. And before anybody asks, no, I did not have stomach surgery. I don't believe in cutting myself for any reason. I'm just doing a little different in my eating patterns and going to the gym. And so I was having some issues last year with doing the 75 hard and being under a doctor's care. She's helping me get myself back on a good track. And so that is what I'm doing. But I need to eat. And sometimes I don't eat, and I'm not always really hungry. But if I have the sandwiches, then I can eat when I am hungry, and I can eat a little bit throughout the day. This ended up being a fantastic idea because we have been able to have sandwiches all along for at least a couple of days. I did 8 of them, and that is enough for at least the kids to have 3 and me to have 2, which is perfectly fine, and I can always make more. I was able to get several eggs done at the same time. Whenever you're doing cook-ahead meals, I use the griddle. It just helps me to do more than 1 egg at a time. And most people do this as well. When you do sheet pan pancakes, that helps you from just, cooking 1 pancake at a time, or at least more than 2 at a time. Same concept here. I was just able to get all the sausages done. Now I'm working on eggs. Jackson's checking our rice. And again, he'll be using these pans more than anybody else because he enjoys doing the cooking. Jackson is a very creative mind, just like Mom as well. And so he is into creativity in the kitchen. So here I am now just taking the pans off of the stove using the detachable handle. And here you are, you're able to see that it cooked that rice up just perfectly. And it cooked up the roast as well. So I like Uncle Ben's rice, but these rice prices are disrespectful when it comes to Uncle Ben's. So I was able to get a box. I think I got that from Walmart. That wasn't too terribly much. So that's about as much as I'm able to eat. What I'm putting in my plate right now, that's my bowl that I'm fixing. And that's about the sum total of what I am able to eat. And I'll put some meat and gravy over top of that. Here are our breakfast sandwiches all ready to be packaged. And so we're just putting those in the Ziploc bags because we're going to eat them this week. If we were going to have them over several weeks, we would have wrapped them in saran wrap and foil and put them in the freezer. But these were to be eaten this week, and I put them in the Ziploc bag because I can just take that to work. Sometimes I don't have time to eat before I leave for work because I leave extremely early now, and I just throw it in my lunchbox and I'm able to warm it up when I get to school. But these 8 English muffins, as Jay Morrell says, already gone. Already gone. Worked out great, but already gone. No problem, right? So that's what we did there. And here we are just finishing that up. And I wanted to say that these pans are fully dishwasher safe. And so we're putting them in the dishwasher just to make sure that we get them nice and clean. I think this is probably sister doing the dishwasher, doing dishes. That looks like mom, but it could be sister. Just getting dishes inside of the dishwasher. We do want to thank Redchef again for sending us this cookware set. We really do like it. We really like the concept of the detachable handles. It makes it just a lot easier for Jackson to use and not hurt himself because he is in his creative space. That is sister doing the dishes, so she's finishing up her chores. We do want to thank you guys so much for stopping by. If you like this video, please, please, please do give it a thumbs up. We would appreciate that. If you like it, please share. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. We would love to keep you as a part of our YouTube community. Hit that little bell so you never miss an upload from us. We're always honored to have you stop by our kitchen, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye now.